The new parking machines are even more user-friendly. Now it's not just these that will buy you time at the curb. You can swipe one of these too.
While it's the sport of boxing that draws kids here, it's more than jabs and hooks that keep them coming back. Ray's gym emphasizes education and teaches them life skills they use in the ring and out.
Right now, the only federal regulation for hydrofracking actually falls under the Clean Water Act, which states regulate individually. While some say that's good for the industry, others say they want stricter laws to protect communities and the environment. Congressman Mark Kritz has had less than 3 months to introduce himself to the voters of the 12th District. And less than 3 months from now, he'll be asking those voters to return him to Congress. One thing you do want to look out for, though, as you can see behind me, there are some parking cones in place. They had to cordon off the work site where the break happened as crews are working to make those repairs, keeping them safe. We'll keep you posted as that information becomes available. We're live here at East Syracuse. Beth Jones, NCC News.
Heat really is a car killer.
Lon Anderson of AAA Mid-Atlantic says they've seen record numbers of breakdowns because of the scorching heat. That includes a 100% increase in dead battery calls, their biggest problem.
Heat damage is progressive. A weak battery might make it through one day that's 98 degrees, but add 5 or 6 days and a weak battery is going to die.
Engine parts made of rubber also are extremely vulnerable to heat. They can cause big problems if they burst because they feed your car's cooling system. With all this heat and all those moving parts, if you don't check your engine or have it checked for you, you could end up waiting for one of these guys.
Hi, this is Bob from AAA. How you doing?
Another heat problem seen by road techs? Tire blowouts.
Now the average tire, low-end tire, is going to cost you around $100.
And avoiding this costly repair is easy.
It's something as simple as taking a tire gauge to the tire. A lot of people don't know how. And because of that, they end up becoming stranded somewhere along a roadway.
AAA says if you do have to pull over for engine trouble, make sure to pull as far away from traffic as possible. And on a hot day, it's better to find some shade while you wait, and don't leave kids or pets in the car. Beth Jones, WTAJ, Washington, D.C. Well, boxing is generally regarded as a tough sport, but a gym on the west side of Syracuse is using it to teach tough lessons and to get kids off the streets and into the ring. At the West Area Athletic and Education Center on South Getty Street, veteran trainer Ray Rinaldi uses boxing to reach local kids. He says after just a few short weeks in his program, he sees changes.
Well, it builds up your self-esteem. It makes you give respect to people who deserve it. Another thing, it gives you confidence.
Because when I first came here, I was the quietest guy here. Now if you ask everybody about me, it's like, oh, Matthew, that guy won't shut up.
It shows them a different alternative. They get to view life through a different kind of paradigm than they wouldn't have previously.
While it's the sport of boxing that draws kids here, it's more than jabs and hooks that keep them coming back. Ray's gym emphasizes education and teaches them life skills they use in the ring and out. GED classes, tutoring, and mentorship programs are also part of this winning combination.
They learn time management, how to deal with stress, all kind of good traits that they need in the everyday world.
And if you ask the literally hundreds of kids who've come through Ray's program, they'll tell you it's a knockout.
You bring in the most hard-headed kid you know, the most undisciplined kid you can find. Bring them here, we'll change them. That's it.
Well, despite the success of the program at the West Side Center and its sister center on the north side of Syracuse, county and state budget cuts have actually placed those programs in serious jeopardy. The North Side Center is in danger of closing down altogether, and they say the aid they usually receive has been cut by about 70%. For more information on how you can help keep their doors open, log on to nccnews.com. Friends, family, and fellow officers stood shoulder to shoulder to honor Officer Wally Howard Jr. today.
He was a son, a father, and a brother to all of you and others in the law enforcement community. A man that
Those who came all had a story to tell. Lieutenant Joe Cecil says Wally Howard Jr. helped train him in more ways than one.
And when I came on as a new officer, I was trying to be one of these hardest nails officers, and Wally was one of the guys that trained me. And the first thing he did was he took things very lightly. He got the job done, but he kind of taught me, and I know this sounds corny, but he taught me that you can be a cop and a person too. Fight!
Even though this memorial service happens every year, officers say its importance never goes away. For them, it's an opportunity to remember a fallen comrade and to reflect on the job they do every day. They say that's important even for officers who never knew Wally Howard Jr.
For those younger officers just starting out, I think this serves as a good benchmark for them to start their careers. And although, yes, this is the extreme, it's very real.
Next year is the 20th anniversary, and the last year Officer Howard will be honored individually. After that, his tribute will be part of a larger annual ceremony for Syracuse Police. Beth Jones, NCC News. Good evening, I'm Beth Jones, and this is an NCC News Break. New York State dairy farmers are threatening to strike in the upcoming days. A Herkimer County farmer is organizing the strike, and one local farmer says it's the worst year in decades for them.
Equipment, so we're living off depreciation. We try to cut every penny we can out of the feed ration. We try to be as efficient with as little labor as we can be.
The price of milk is down 20% since 2008. Central New York's Planning and Development Board has received a $500,000 grant to study climate change. Congressman Dan Maffei and Mayor Stephanie Miner were at the Center of Excellence today to announce the grant. Congressman Maffei says that this is just the beginning of something good.
Green policies lead to green technologies, which lead to green dollars coming to our district in Central New York. We are the Silicon Valley for green technology if we take the advantage of these opportunities.
Central New York is one of 25 areas across the country to receive this grant.